Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to 2 Point Museum, where as you can see I have made some minor changes to the hotel area up the hill. I have moved all of our spirits up into here, expanded the rooms so we have enough space for that to be true. Apparently I got ectoplasm everywhere in the process, that's fine, it'll get fixed. I expanded the facilities up here, there's a larger bathroom. There's a cafeteria at one of the entrances. There is a healthy staff room so that we can have some people who just kind of like hang out up here and deal with the ghosts. And then I sold all of the rooms out of here, just trying to get people to not show interest and have our staff not have to run so far all the time. And I put one-way portals on all the doors, so hopefully these people will just kind of drain out naturally, and then we can not worry about the area again for a while. And I went and sold all of these supernatural rooms out of the initial hotel building. I don't know exactly what we're going to use all this space for. My suspicion is we'll find something to do with it. So in the process of doing that, I did not lose any buzz from our hotel or anything. I didn't actually get rid of any exhibits. Everything's on display, and in fact, we have found some like $20,000-ish that we didn't have before, so that we can get on operations here and maybe save up for that second helipad. So, with that done, I do want to take a look real quick before we unpause at a tool that I haven't used at all yet, but this is looking like it might be the place. There is this zone assignment tool. You can create zones and then assign people to remain in those zones while working. And I think it might make sense, like, for us to, at the very least, have a couple of supernatural experts and like a janitor with ghost catching tagged to this area. So we're gonna add a zone. How does this work? I mean, is this zone gonna be, can I just like specify a building? I guess this zone is like, because the thing is, I don't want them to not be able to run and catch people, run and catch spirits that escape. But like, let's say this is your zone. For right now, this is the ghost town. And then we assign staff to the ghost town. See, it doesn't show me if I go to a... Okay, if I go to a more detailed view, I guess it always shows us on the side here, but that's a little inconvenient. What I would really like is for it to show us like their perks right underneath them. Because like I said, I want one of my janitors for sure has ghost catching. Yeah, so Mandy, this is your area. You are assigned to Ghost Town. And then like one supernatural expert. Right, so probably somebody who's not particularly good at tours, who is good at spirit whispering and is not good at tours. Although I guess it should maybe be 2 people, because we're gonna pull experts for expeditions all the time, right? And we don't want there to be nobody assigned. But like, it's not, the other people can still enter this area. It's not like locked out. It's not exclusively the assigned people. But that should be enough to keep things running over here, I think. And then obviously we have some assistant will be sent to deal with the cafeteria, but that doesn't, I don't think we need to zone about that. All right, let's see how using the zoning tool to keep at least somebody within ghost catching range works. Actually, another question I have before we unpause here. What percentage of our total staff, of our total supernatural experts, did I just assign to that? And the answer is two-thirds of it. So we actually do need another, I would say we should get at least one more, probably 2 more supernatural folks on staff. Yeah, congratulations. You work over here. And it looked like we were about to pull in a new applicant, Alice Fossil. Not good at tours, but good at surveying.
Welcome to another episode of Digging Deeper with me.
All right, let's go get some stuff, because we got to increase our total buzz here. But I'm pretty happy about that. So, to the netherworld. We need to unlock some points. We need to unlock the resting place here. We have one famous spirit. We need to get a second one. We have gotten the famous spirit from here. We were trying to pull the famous spirit from not the evil semi-evil castle, but from this nightmare. But it turns out we need a supernatural expert who has survival skills. Well, we just picked up a supernatural expert. Where did you go? Are you my... No. Your name is Shade Von Goosebump? That's incredible. I've already lost the new hire. I have no idea where they are. Zara Spine Tingler. Come here. Join us in the training room. Let's get you some survival skills. Because we're going to need them.
Rubbish exhibits. Later on, we're going live to the Bone Belts to see if an unheard of pair of scientists can prove human levitation is possible. But first, this listener's theory from General Tyrell Coppersnout, retired, who puts forward a radical idea for speeding up archaeological excavations. He writes that instead of brushing away each layer of dirt to carefully uncover and preserve the ancient and often priceless objects being excavated, archaeologists should instead utilize landmines and superglue.
Wow.
I'm just going to stop there. In fact, I should never have started.
Our monthly profit is quite impressive.
Stuck in the museum should wait for help indefinitely.
Speaking of guests stuck in the museum, okay, everybody has cleared out of the superfluous building that I was forced to buy by the objectives. And it looks like Zara is just finishing training here, so let's get to it. And then an assistant. We need 2 levels of survival in order to not get hellholed. Well, maybe we're not doing this. Unless, do I have a way of just like banishing a ghost? I can remove a hellhole holdup, but that's not the same as being hellhold. That's different. Okay, well, Zara, then shit. Never mind. I guess we're not doing that. We're getting our famous spirit elsewhere. I tried using this map, you know? Everybody knows I want to pull things from the Netherworld map, but it's just not happening. So we did pull Captain Dredge. Captain Dredge's buzz bonus is not on, is that right? Why was that? Apparently having to refresh myself. Ah, right, because salvaged wheel. Yeah. No, that is a problem. Because the salvaged wheel appears to be a thing that doesn't exist. So... And then in order to try to get past here, we needed somebody with piloting skill. Well, I mean, we do have a pilot. What are the stats of this place? So yeah, if I'm willing to accept that we'll take an injury here, perhaps we can pull ourselves a Bish Silverbottom. 2 of these events will occur. Injury, seasickness, whatever. Okay, and if the museum keeps making money at the rate that it has been making money, then while this is happening, we may be able to afford our second telepad. So one thing that is a kind of a problem, and I checked this, is that this camera room is too far away to respond to camera events generated in this hotel area. It can reach to about here, the camera range. So we could relocate the camera room to this side of the campus and have it reach over, or we could install separate security concerns for this area. You know what I might do? I might hire one more security guard while we're talking about this. Please grab that. And then zone a security guard into this area as well. But I haven't done either of those things for the moment because I don't think, as far as I can tell, we've never seen anybody steal a ghost. So as long as the only things we're showing up here are ghosts, it probably doesn't need active security. Etching Primary School is planning to is hoping to show its students high quality, well decorated exhibits. Well, the decoration is pretty solid as far as the quality level. You know, I'm doing what I can. So let me assign. Yeah, I want to manage this. I want to assign staff in here, but yeah, then it just takes me back to this UI. I don't love this way of doing things. Does it matter who we put in? Probably not, right? I mean, it probably shouldn't be somebody who has camera. But aside from that, it probably could be anybody. I suppose I'm going to make it Clary. Positive vibes to help offset the panic that is sometimes caused in the area by escaped ghosts. And I think I will probably go ahead and, well, if I put the other helipad down over here, though, then I have to look all over the place to pull. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll do. Lord knows I'm lazy. What is going on over here? First of all, there's just like a bunch of ectoplasm everywhere. I'm not really sure where that's coming from. Secondly, there's some kind of... Oh, it's a well. I was going to say there's some kind of weird witch's cauldron going on here. No, just a big spooky... Well, I guess that makes sense. It's a big spooky well here at the Estate of Unrest. And the best advice I can possibly give you is to not fall into the well. Oh, there's a cool ghost train running by. I didn't realize that. Yeah, this map is actually... This map is covered in really cool details. Oh, this over here isn't even a plot. This is just... I guess it's across a broken bridge from everything else. Interesting. Anyway, we're getting pretty close to having our helicopter back, at which point we will have to use our helicopter to repair the damage that we've done to a bunch of our people.
The expedition team have returned with an illness.
Okay, so we got an illness and possession on the same person. Timmy, you're looking a little peaked there, friend. Alright, and they brought us back Bish Silverbottom, Twiggy's cousin and security for the original Silverbottom expedition team, known for their pointy head used for security bashing and opening coconuts. Slows the peace decay of other spirits. Pop you into my inventory real quick. And like I said, we're totally going to put you in an appropriate spot right after we start dealing with the illness and curse and everything. I guess let's hit the illness first. Okay, so all of our ghost rooms are at capacity. Bish Silverbottom is going to want a 4-person room and is going to want the rest of their party to occupy it with them. So this is unfortunately going to drain our money just before we had enough for the thing. But like if I put a room down like this. Yes, it can have a door. That's big enough for 5 spirits even. Okay, we'll call that good for now. So, Bish, hanging out by yourself, sadly. You are a security guard, and you love any decor. It seems like you're kind of a modern spirit, I think. Hotel room. Okay, I guess, yeah, we don't really have a... So let's just put some basic stuff down then. Add items. Salvaged bed. I mean, the salvaged bed still looks cool. It's still, like, it looks nice and modern. Yeah, I think that'll do, given that we don't have a bed that's, like, explicitly the modern bed. Okay, so you have, like, a bed, and you're, I'm sure, going to want a television. Some of the other rooms have televisions, but apparently I can't put down a television. Here we go. Lodge TV, showing the only thing you would imagine it could ever show. We'll put this back here so that when they're watching TV, the Silver Bottom Expedition folks, they're visible to the outside. We'll give you... Yeah, let's back this up a little bit. Put down a nice table. I mean, that's not a very nice table. This table's nicer. There we go. I put it too close to the couch. I guess so. Okay. And then you actually don't care at all about your decor beyond finding your friends. So first of all, this is not helpful in terms of meeting people's goals. I guess I'm going to put down, like... I'm going to put down 4 beds. And since we only have 2 kind of like... Well, we have 3 acceptable designs for beds. Is there a 4th bed in the thing? Because there is the rock bed. But I don't think anybody wants to sleep on a rock. That's my feeling. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like there is not a... Oh no, there's just a normal lodge bed. Okay, so all the regular hotel stuff is kind of just buy it with kudosh. Very slightly off the wall here. Is that as even as I can get those? It feels like this is not... Alright, whatever. It's fine. It's good enough. Okay. Everybody can figure out where they want to sleep, and we'll decorate the rest of the room if we need to decorate the rest of the room. So continuing to pick up unique spirits is good, but unfortunately what it is not is satisfying the unlocks for the resting place.
Exhibition dedicated to people's rubbish, located at the former...
Okay, the condition of my collection is being evaluated. I think we should be fine on that.
Toxic trash mountain for the kids to climb on. Lucky dip skips and
I'm hoping that by keeping people together with a couple of supernatural experts,
during the museum's grand opening,
yeah, we can get better preservation occurring.
To say that months of preparation and huge
less freaking out
had gone into the exhibits, and that any similarities between the museum and the location's former purpose are purely coincidental.
Alright, now let's rush you over to the decursing location.
Guess should stop feeling paranoid. Unless you're a thief, you can keep going.
Yeah, I will feel so much better once we have 2 helicopters.
On the helipad. Oh, and the expedition team have returned safely. Also good news.
I did not install a second gift shop for this building. I suppose maybe there's
Stuck in the museum.
maybe there's good reason to do that.
Dislodging.
Someone is stuck in the museum. Did I accidentally trap somebody when I expanded the rooms?
Announcement out. Conservation standards are
doesn't-
being inspected.
Doesn't look like it. Okay, we're being offered the horsehead statue. I always love to... I love when this thing comes up. It's just like a huge amount of free money. Are you decorated enough here? You are. Okay. A huge amount of free money that we could, in fact, actually use. And we have crossed our buzz threshold. So now all we have to do is actually get that resting place open. Etching Primary were thrilled with their school's visit to the museum. They left a great review, particularly calling out the style and sophistication of the place. Those are some discerning kids. 20% impact on our museum rating. I'm really not even sure what that does exactly. Because, like, we know the museum's star rating goes up because we accomplished goals, right? It's not because of the reviews directly or anything. I guess it's like a 20% bonus to the ratings that guests are leaving in their reviews, maybe? Ooh. Bad season, I guess. The semi-evil castle is actually, like, really scary. So you need a supernatural expert and a security guard. And you'd like to have 2 levels of... Jeez. Okay. I guess... Hold on. We have fantasy people. And I know the fantasy map had some people on it. Had some unique folks. Okay, I mean, this doesn't anymore because it got burned down. Employ an expert employed in level or qualified in level 2 tour guidelines. That's interesting. Okay, what about here? If we had a with just a wizard. Oh, that's right. The exclamation or the diamond doesn't mean necessarily a spirit. It means some kind of unique thing. Right, so the gear counts. Huh, apparently that should have been unlocked. There's mythical gear to be had there. Probably can't work with that, though. Display a poltergeist room with 100 buzz and reach enlightenment level 5 in fantasy. Hey, this is something we could absolutely do. Battlefeld. And the reward is a spirit. Over here we get some dinosaur bones at Wyvern Way. And somewhere there is a Dragon King to defeat. We do not have the staff, I think, for that. So this would probably be a mythical item as well, then. Yeah, it's going to be mythical gear. Okay, so this map is actually not useful to me as far as unique spirits go. This one also is mythical gear. I love that these are all actually art from Vampire Survivors. I do like the way that they're doing their little crossover events. A digital expert, a fantasy expert, and a supernatural expert walk into a bar. So we can get some mythical gear here. Delicious floor chicken. Only 15% happiness. Well, this is expensive, but it is something that we can be doing while we're waiting for our conditions to become right elsewhere. It's expensive, though. There's a famous spirit to be found over at Withering Way that we never unlocked. We'd have to pull a prehistory expert. But it kind of seems like your supernatural museum is going to have to kind of just have a whole lot of... You need to have like a smattering of every other kind of expert because of the fact that, you know, the ghosts come from so many different times. So what if we put up an ad for a prehistory expert? What if? Show me some applicants. Okay, everybody over here has the same concern, which is... What is this? I need more knowledge stands? Wants an info stand. That's interesting. Everything in here is definitely connected to an info stand. Oh, maybe you're not. Okay. What is the problem here? Okay. What was that tiny thin window doing there in the... or whatever. I guess that's why it was an invalid item. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw down another info stand. Just like right here. Just in case. Just trying to make sure we're absolutely covering everything.
Guests should treat old
Okay.
news with respect they may not deserve.
Advertisements. Leonardo Studmuffin. Welcome aboard, sir. With a name like that, how could we not hire him? It'd be crazy. So he needs to be level 5. In addition, we're going to need to be able to put together 30 points of crew or 20 points of crew plus rank cheese in order to avoid a cave collapse. The janitor and the prehistory expert each have to be level 5. Honestly, this is not a thing that I feel like we are right on top of. I think I'm gonna have to spend like some kind of large amounts of money doing training stuff. So, goodbye dreams of a second helipad, I guess.
Be enough information stands. Guests are feeling bemused.
I'm trying, I'm trying to make that money. It's just not quite coming forward yet. And part of the problem is that we need more
Please excuse the exhibit
stuff in
that
general.
requires restoration. I'm pretending it's not there.
We just need more things, and we need more helicopters to get more things more quickly, and it's a vicious cycle.
Announcement. Vandal caught in the act. What a bad guest.
What's this guy doing? He's just kind of like... You're a very curious fella. He keeps signaling people over to offer to show them something that he's keeping in his pocket, and I don't care for it. I don't think that he should be doing that. All right, so you are having a pretty significant pay happiness problem, but also you're having every other problem in the book. Once you've had a break, you'll feel better. I command you to go to the break room and relax. All right. Yep. People are getting caught messing with the museum. The budget continues apace,
Quit anytime
growing,
you like.
but slowly, very slowly. Okay, so plus 75, plus another 350. I do not imagine this is going to take you all the way to level 5, but it's probably going to get you pretty close. Yeah, only 75 off. Okay. So we don't necessarily need to do anything else for you. So we have some janitors at level 6. So we can put together 11 levels from that, which would mean that our third party member would have to be level 9, even with the cheese, to avoid the cave-in, and that, I do not believe, is quite where we are. Sorry, this one. Yeah, so a supernatural expert, and we do not have a level 9 supernatural expert, I do not think. We got a level 6.
Guests are stuck in the museum.
Kind of similar.
Someone should probably help them.
Oh wait, are you a guest? No, you're an assistant. I'm just kind of over here slacking. I don't know what you're doing.
For an unlimited time, Roach Burger meals now include a free Roach Burger character. For free! Collect them all by eating here constantly. There's the Roach Burglar, Sally Salt,
Gross.
Admiral Ketchup, Gurney, and the rest. Remember? They're back, and this time, it's for good.
It's so hard to imagine wanting to eat at a place called Roach Burger. Okay, inspection rating exceptional. Your analysis rooms are never well decorated enough. When the horse head thing gets taken back, that will push us over the amount of money needed for the helipad if I don't do anything else crazy in the meantime. And that is kind of why I'm just sort of hanging here watching the money come in. But also making sure that we're actually sending people out to get stuff is, I suppose, kind of important. What does this need? Oh, right. The ancient inventions thing. That is something we would not be doing at this museum. The known universe doesn't have any unique stuff as far as we're aware. And neither does Bungle Burrows. No, and I feel like we were pretty thorough with this map. We can see all of the cave walls. So yeah, there's not, you know, there's just not that many options as far as places to get unique folks. That's just an XP spot. Yeah, no other uniques down here. There's a Wetlantian artifact, but no corpses, no spirits of the kind of people who would pursue Wetlantian artifacts. Okay, we'll just have to find the rest of the Silver Bottom expeditions somewhere else. I wonder where they are, actually. So I feel like we have a lot of map unlocked without, yeah, like where those people have been going. So this here is the SS Silverbottom. You would think they would be, you know, sunk with the thing. Okay, we'll keep an eye out, I guess, for other places where they might appear. There aren't that many places that it could possibly be. So we got the Fitzpocket easel out of here. I was trying to, like, what else can we be doing right now while we're waiting for skills and experience to accumulate? We don't need any other particular spirits. Maybe trying to figure out what's going on with Reaper Furrow. So we definitely want to be leveling up our experts here. Nobody's fast enough to avoid the Dark Knight, but, you know, he's not necessarily going to catch us. Survey scanner. Detailed. Only 2 of these 3 events occur. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be the green ones.
Donation stands are full of money and unable to hold more.
Why do we still have a small donation stand over here?
Expedition team leaving for thorough investigation. They may be sometime.
I have no idea, but there we go. I was gonna say, as soon as it gets used, or as soon as it gets emptied, I'm deleting it because it's gonna be a problem forever. Actually, I bet that makes that yeah, I bet that makes that thing inaccessible. Put this here. The path will be less crowded once the horsehead statue's gone. That is not a permanent fixture. We do have a lot going out in salaries. At this point, yeah, staff wages, 20,000.
Guests are reminded that we are monitoring the exhibits.
But it takes a lot of people to keep this place running.
Camera.
You'd think there'd be more train enthusiasts. That's for sure a noteworthy train. Oh. Okay, caught the second. I saw him change into his criminal outfit, which is a weird thing to do right before you do a crime.
Stolen exhibit.
But the security guards caught him at the same moment, it looks like. Alright, sadly the high-level guy is the one who got injured, but what have we got? We got a peasant. You know, the Dark Ages were a bright spot for the dead community. They knew how to die back then, and boy, did they. Pleased to be inside.
Has been retrieved.
Actually, you know what? Just get in my inventory for a second.
Our stuff.
Because I don't believe, unless one of these people has vanished, we don't have room in our Dark Age decor. Oh no, sorry, the Dark Age decor room was. Are you guys all? Aren't you all industrial age spirits? This should probably be industrial room decor. Yeah, weird. This guy absolutely wants to room alone.
Insufficient number of information stands. I'll update when we have more information.
You're just kind of hanging out in a spot by yourself. Hates sharing a room with a knight. Would love for there to be any clock. I mean, can I just throw you in here and have you be okay? Let's set up a clock. It's an antique. Ah, okay, yeah, right. We didn't have a peasant before. So that's how I unlock that. So there's a famous possession here, as well as a famous spirit. And then this is where we need the thing for the 2 survival skills. Do we have any supernatural experts? Okay, we don't have any who are like close to level 5 with an empty slot already, but we do have Zara, who once she levels up will be able to just take a second point of that. So probably what we ought to do is send Zara out here. Because once Zara gets to level 5, then she can pursue that thing. Alright, we get the reward cash from the horse as soon as we go ahead and spend $25,000 sending someone to Ghost College. So that just offsets the tuition. But we are making decent money here. Your face is almost fixed. That's great news. I appreciate that the ghosts are, you know, they're pretty flexible. So this industrial age ghost is like, yeah, sure, whatever. A modern hotel, that's fine. TV, sure, of course I've heard of that. And then they just settle down and watch Candle Cove together and have a great time, just like we all did at that age.
Are dissatisfied with their poltergeist rooms.
I know that we have a couple of spirits who are like right on the verge of disappearing. So I'm keeping an eye out for that, because that could theoretically happen at any moment and then open up space that's a little bit more, a space that matches our new spirit a little bit better. Alright, this is going to take you probably pretty close to level 4, if not through into level 4. Yeah, Zara is level 4 and only needs 300 XP to cap out. I know I keep getting us tantalizingly close to that helipad and then pulling us away, but the helipad's not that important if we don't even have one mission that's worth running, so
Information stands are there to
let's just get Zara leveled up again, or leveled up the rest of the way.
The expedition team are departing now. I'm always so glad that I don't have to go.
So the boggy men trying to do something. I don't know what. Do you march them back to the toilet, or?
Thieves have been prevented from escaping.
Nope, I guess not.
Phew.
Yeah, I assume they're coming up out of the toilets over here just because there are toilets to come out of, but I don't think they can actually steal anything in this area. Sorry, are we employing a guy whose name is Jacob Specterhead? He's a spirit whisperer. Of course he is. I mean...
We now go live to the Bone Belt, where our very own Monty Barnett is standing by.
So it's the fact that security guards have... The fact that I got that message means that also a security guard got that message, right? But we can just... we can accelerate that process a little bit. Okay, Clary's on it. Hey, you. Stop stealing my entire animatronic band. I don't know how you thought that was going to work. You would think that the aquatic air mask thing that they're wearing would make them not so vulnerable to the pepper.
As his brother cheers him on. And there he goes. And it's down. A nasty fall for the young man. What courage we've witnessed in the name of scientific progress.
Yes, courage. That's one.
Oh, I thought he said carnage. I was like, well, that seems to have gone very badly. So yeah, once we have that, all the rest of this stuff is stuff we can absolutely just survive. So we'll send you out to there. Hopefully be able to get a famous spirit whose buzz bonus we can actually fulfill. And then, I mean, oh, there's an MIA for double survival skills here too. I do think that it's likely that we're going to set up some
Monty,
aquaria, maybe? Maybe that's what we do with the extra space in this building.
Righto.
Or maybe this area back here becomes the fish spot.
A specific humidity. Guests just have to make do.
But I think for right now, I'm just waiting.
Someone is stuck in the museum. They may need dislodging.
And still I hear that someone is stuck in the museum. It does not appear to be true. But I sure do hear it a lot.
Spirits are dissatisfied with their poltergeist rooms. I'm sure they'll be reasonable.
Probably going to need some more of those in the near future. Okay.
The expedition
The training is complete. Let's do it. Finally, let's do it. Alright, so a supernatural expert with 2 levels of that. And also a security guard. Preferably, yeah, one who has the strolling thing. And then if we survey scan, go detailed. The famous spirit and the famous possession are automatically pristine, I believe, but there's a decent chance we'll get one of the other things first, so let's try to get a good version of it at least.
join me in saying
And again, who knows, maybe we won't even get injured.
they may never come back.
There's a small but not infinitesimal chance that we'll walk out of this injury free.
Announcement. Stolen exhibit has been retrieved from thieves. No one takes our stuff.
So yeah, I think we've managed to keep a number of very low patience spirits around. I think this keeping 2 supernatural experts assigned to the zone thing is really working. Pushing through the ghostly mist, the team reaches a medieval jousting arena. A knight sits atop his horse and calls out a challenge, promising great riches to any who can defeat him, and curses on those who can't. While apparently strolling surveillance has given us the ability to strike his right side. Closing their eyes and thrusting their lance forward in desperate hope, your team member miraculously dislodges the knight. Impressed, the ghostly warrior calls down blessings upon your team. Hell yeah.
Security are operating in this area. It's
Love a
bit
good
tense.
blessing on my nethers, or whatever it is that he did for us. therapy animation's really cute.
Spirits are immersed in their poltergeist rooms.
All right. Did y'all bring home something really fun? Some haunted armor. Is this a cursed? Yeah, this is a cursed item. The forces of evil will shower the museum in litter, may cause guests to ignore bins. Oh, that's very annoying.
But that doesn't mean they are.
Get that to my inventory. I mean, I'm just gonna send them right back out there. Actually, I didn't notice. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Did we take an injury? No, it looks like the same people are available again, so I guess not. Well, get out there and do your thing. Eventually you'll find the appropriate spirit. So, our little cursed item corner doesn't really have room for more stuff, I don't think. If I were to maybe like nudge this over, well, we're gonna make that inaccessible. I could move this large donation stand out and put it kind of like central. How big is it? Yeah. Just need to make sure that, you know, we have a donation stand in the area. Okay, wants to be near a candle. We do have candles in here. What is facing the guests as they come in? Yeah, maybe. And does that get added to the tour? Yeah, I guess it could just be right at the end. Alright, everything's still ranking perfect. It's a very well-respected tour. I suppose we might make some more money if I were to set up a tour of the ghost rooms. Yeah, that might be worth doing. Alright, they're coming to evaluate my security measures. I can tell you right now that they're going to tell us that our security measures are too thin because we aren't running security over here. But the fact is, we don't need to. Alright, if I were going to set up tours over here, okay, I mean, wow, that's a high value tour. I'm a little surprised that the length is perfect.
More about wherever they went.
Yeah, that's wild. 'Cause that's a lot of walking. Okay, an actual knight. Part of the chivalric order of Noblestead. When the moon is full and jousting season is starting to get leery, it's said that you can smell the old feasts and hear the sound of knights that go bump into... Okay, knights that go bump into things is actually very cute. Larry is not... Is that normal English? Hold on. Aggressive, confrontational, touchy, behaving in a loud, excited manner. Yeah, that's just some slang that we don't have over here. Okay, cool. I learned something today.
Does not belong on the floor, and yet here we are.
So you want a Dark Age room. But, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's like these two aren't losing their shit or anything and not being able to be in such a room. You hate clocks, but want music. Yeah, and one of the people in here specifically wants a clock, right? So I guess somebody's going to be disappointed no matter what. Hates sharing a room with a blackguard knight. Well, that won't be a problem. And at the very least, we can get you some music. What do I have as far as music players go? I have an antique gramophone, which is going to blow your mind in a couple of ways. And yeah, that should work, right?
It's important that spirits are immersed.
The semi-evil castle thing is not... This is not the cheapest thing to keep running over and over again. I do need them to kind of get their shit together. Alright, one more survey scanner will get us pretty full coverage here. Alright.
Before we go,
Department
let's
of Culture
head
is
back to
arriving
one
for our
of the
yearly
farmers
inspection.
reporting from the Bone Belt, where the second Divan twin is about to attempt to levitate by harnessing the area's unique magnetic field.
Incredible scenes here, Haley, as Hilary Devan readies himself. He's recalibrating the launch trajectory. He's taking a longer run out than his brother. And he's off. And he's
I
down.
guess I set these down backwards. It's kind of hard to tell. I thought they would be looking at the fire.
Failure. But if I know this plucky pair, they'll be back to try again just as soon as someone invents a method to fix their life-threatening injuries.
An unexpected turn of events, for sure. Perhaps the wind conditions weren't quite right today. Anyway, that's all we have time for.
Broken face, unfortunately. Although, actually, it didn't seem like it applied. I don't know. Okay, well, we've discovered the Blackguard's Blade. Passed down from blackguard to blackguard. This legendary weapon is famous for trivializing combat. Alright, just send that to my inventory, because that's going to be...
Announcement. Our security
We're going to want to
measures
set that
are
with our
being
famous
exposed.
person, I'm assuming. So. Fourth visit. Can we please make it happen? This time, we can just bring a first aid kit. So it looked like we rolled the Dark Knight duel on the event tracker over here, but it didn't actually apply the injury to anybody. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, well, that's a real bummer. Hopefully they will actually come home with the spirit this time. Flemington Primary School wants to show them something new, some well-decorated exhibits, and take them to a cafeteria. Depending on what they mean by new, I think we can probably provide on all those fronts. And also, gosh, I have spent a lot of money. I thought we were doing quite well income-wise here, but apparently not so much.
Please enjoy the botany exhibits while you can. None of you are going to last forever.
That's pretty cool. That's cool to be able to do. Oh, I should probably put in some like entertainment stuff over here.
Dissatisfied with their poltergeist rooms. I'm sure they'll be reasonable.
But as ever, I'm just like, there's part of me that's like, well, if we stop spending, that second helipad could be right around the corner.
The expedition team have returned.
Okay, please be the famous spirit. Lord Dennis Blackguard. The title of Lord Blackguard has been passed down for generations, along with the family motto, Huzzah. The reigning Blackguard is Dennis's great-great-great-great-nephew. How nice. Alright, slows the peace decay of other spirits. Huzzah. Alright, so what are your bonus conditions? You do want to share the room with a Blackguard Knight. God. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Well. Do we even know how... Okay.
Stuck in the museum. Someone should probably help them.
Do we know another place where there are Dark Age spirits? Or is it just... Okay, so the knight is not... it's not necessarily that kind of knight. We could have gotten a Blackguard Knight. It's just there's more than one kind. Well... Then I guess get the fuck back in there and bring me the correct kind of knight. What are y'all doing?
School trip approaching. Guests are reminded that they move in hordes.
And in the interim, we're gonna put Lord Dennis down here, and I'm gonna pull the other knight, I think. Well, I mean, he's not sharing a room with a Blackguard Knight yet, because Lord Dennis Blackguard is special. An old and dummy, anything warm, wants the Blackguardist blade, of course. Which we can provide for him. Did I put, is this, yeah, it's probably fine. Anything warm should be simple enough. We can definitely like provide him with a fireplace at the very least. Okay, and then he wants an olden dummy. Oh, wait a minute. Did we... The olden dummy wasn't one of the ones where we figured out that it was, like, way out of reach, right? No, okay, it's this thing. For him to train against. Okay, so if we can get a Blackguard Knight, then we can just replace this other knight with him, and we will finally have two famous spirits with all their buzz bonuses connected. And, frankly, I'm probably just going to put the other knight through the Knowledge of Fire. Despite the fact that that might be, like, unmaking his immortal soul or whatever.
Thieves were caught before they could escape with an exhibit. That was a close one.
Alright, good work, security guards. Is he doing anything cool? Actually, he was not the one who was practicing. I guess everybody gets a turn. Alright, show me the relevant spirit. Okay, well that's better haunted armor. I'm not complaining necessarily about that, but it isn't exactly what I was after. It is taking Zara a surprisingly long time to level up off of this.
There's no one in the camera room. This is
Okay, let me pull this up, place this in the same room, doing the same thing. Oh my god, the litter. It's absolutely brutal. I'm gonna put down a bin just outside. Can I put one in here without it being like obtrusive or a problem? I mean, I'm gonna put it right next to him. It's like, hey, this is the place for that garbage.
expedition team.
They're not gonna use it because that's what the Reign of Chaos trait does.
Maybe some
But
time.
we're going to provide it. Okay, inspection rating satisfactory. Like I said, there was no way they were going to be happy with us because they are given to some
Reasonable.
bizarre thoughts about how much security that second building requires. Oh, I forgot to add this thing to the tour. Four and a half stars, pretty solid. We do need to do other exhibits and stuff too. I'm at this point like very focused on this one objective. And the only way that I think we have available to get it. Alright. All happy times. It's a knight. Is it the correct kind of knight? It's a Blackguard Knight and a pristine one at that. Awesome. Send to inventory. Okay, hold on. So we're gonna pull not Bish Silverbottom, not you. you, Millicent Pointy Shoes, and replace you with Loveday Pointy Shoes. Hates lights, wants seating. Wants to share a room with Lord Dennis. Yeah. Well, good news for you. And then that ghost will go in the Knowledge of Fire as soon as the Knowledge of Fire is free. But more importantly, every tombstone in the real world has an equivalent in the netherworld. At least it should. But to be honest, the admin is a nightmare, and they're a few hundred years behind. And there's my damn star. A salvaged wheel. Hey, look. This was what we needed, it turns out. Our evaluation focused on your success and the wonderful job you did capturing all those pesky ghosts, and focused less on the growing disturbance from the netherworld and its possible consequences. Well, listen, that stuff's not my fault. So, there's another famous spirit here, of course, and this is how we're going to get to, given the position of the bridge, this is how we're going to get to this big area in the middle, it would seem. Also, there's a hell portal of some kind. Display a pristine quality ghost dusting equipment exhibit. Are none of my ghost dusting things pristine, really? An alternate yesterday with new prehistory mysteries. Yeah, cool. Well, this is the thing that we would want to work on next. 2 supernatural experts and a jailer. There's a nether nightmare that MIAs you that's not avoidable? Is it a seasonal thing? Okay, it's actually just not showing up at all. It must be a thing that only appears with certain seasons. Okay, so we'd love to have somebody with 2 levels of Spirit Whispering to avoid the traumatic curse. And then a janitor with 2 levels of Happy Thoughts, maybe? The double Spirit Whispering thing is actually very significant, so let's prep for that.
An update now from the Supernatural Museum, where our border with the netherworld has plunged into chaos. While it's not good news, it is good news. With one infamous catastrophizer saying, "We have taken from death itself, and now it shall take from us." Despite the alarm, and that was alarming, attendance at the museum continues to rise, proving that any publicity certainly is publicity, no matter how hellish.
Well, I sure hope that's not just talk. Okay, the Netherworld are not pleased. No, no. A group called the Hellhole Gang run that awful place. They stayed at the hotel once, sort of. A small group were here for a few years, while I hid in a cupboard. Yes, yes, you've seen free spirits, but not like this. A few never left. They destroyed the bridge and stowed themselves away. Safer to give them their own wings. Now that the hotel is a success, I suppose we'll need them back. Yes, yes. This is our hotel. We broke it, and there's no way you're repairing that bridge. We like it that way. And I hope your guests like mold, because they're weird. Mold. There's going to be mold. Oh, you're going to get a lot of complaints. The Hellhole Gang are causing a dangerous spectral fungus to grow in your poltergeist rooms. Janitors should be able to remove hell mold. Well, that's nice. Left unclean, the hell mold will distress the poltergeists and cause them to break out. Okay, so we'll just stay on it, right? We have a full-time janitor assigned to this area, and then other janitors that can also help out. We'll get there. And then enter the Netherworld's capital by passing through Riddle Me Bridge or Rickety Rubbish. That's on the map. That's a map thing. Okay, so anyway, I was about to start a training. Open training menu. Jacob, you must really come into your namesake here, friend. And then do we have somebody who could take on double Happy thoughts. A janitor. We have a janitor who has happy thoughts and is 4 levels away from their next training slot. We have a security guard who has the good happy thoughts. Do we have... No, we don't really have the ability to do that. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? I don't think that one's quite as
If your kids
critical
won't get off their devices,
as the double survival or the double ghost whispering. But this has also appeared. Rickety rubbish. Under the weight of unrelenting waste, great chasms have opened up beneath the endless dump. One wrong garbage step and you'll fall through the netherworld itself. Nobody knows what lies beneath, but I'd be more worried about falling if I was you. So we have to send 4 janitors, and at least one of them has to have mechanics level 1. Do we not have a single janitor with mechanics level 1? Is that real?
connection so slow, so frustrating. Your kids will have no choice but to do
That is
something
real.
else with their time.
Okay, well. Fortunately, we have 2 training desks.
SlothNet. When slower is better.
Staff are reminded to work
I also
hard
need
when
to
anyone
train a second person in
or legally ask for.
use of the fire extinguisher, but, you know, that'll have to wait a second.
Announcement. Guest stuck in
Let
the
me hire another janitor.
wait for help indefinitely.
Vera Servation. Yeah, because if we're gonna send 4 janitors out
Spirits are immersed
to do an expedition together,
that doesn't mean they are.
obviously we're gonna want to have at least one more actually running things back here, but also in general we probably need more. Okay,
Analysis complete. Our collective knowledge has increased.
our collective knowledge has increased, and it is lovely. So, while we're running that, or well, training for that and that, what else do we want to be running? Where is my good ghost dusting equipment? Or where's my ghost dusting equipment from? Here. Alright, y'all are in training. Let's get Zara in here and also somebody who can get us a friendly ghost, maybe? And then the survey level here is bad. I mean, that's part of the problem, I assume. Alright, let's try to get a pristine piece of ghost dusting equipment while we're waiting.
There's money in it for you.
I mean, the bin seems to kind of be working. There's a lot less garbage on the ground than there used to be. Yeah, I can't believe how much effort it took to clean up that first, that 3rd star, rather. Just the one little thing. It turned out to be so challenging. All right. The ghost mold is molding, but our janitors are taking care of it themselves, as I knew they would. I believed, I trusted.
It's important that spirits are immersed in their poltergeist rooms.
Oh man, we finally got the
They are.
supernatural themed garbage cans. Alright, tell me it's the right kind of thing.
Have returned.
Zara is so close to a level. Indeed.
Someone's received a netherland.
So, yes, we do already have one of these. Let's scoop that. Sorry, I know you were cleaning that, but I'm sure you'll be excited about this. And then also the old one can go in the knowledgeifier and get us full knowledge of that kind of thing.
Analysis complete.
And that indeed unlocks the alternate yesterday. And over here we have Malicious Dungeon, a staff experience gainer type node. We have to get Winston Whalen to rank 15, which is definitely a lot more than he is now. I don't remember exactly what level he was last time I saw him, but I don't think it's even double digits. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, he's 7. Seems like a lot of work. Okay, so we can go in through the janitor thing. We can go in over here through an assistant entrance. We have to train an assistant in Happy Thoughts. Oh boy. Do I have the ability to make rank cheese?
Spirits are dissatisfied with their poltergeist rooms.
Yes. Get me a few. And then also some assistant has to get trained in Happy Thoughts. You. All right, we should be able to clear this first star part pretty quickly. And while we're waiting on those things to get figured out, how dangerous is it to head out here? It's not so bad, really. Especially if we send Zara. Our exhibit quality is going to get kind of fucked. We can have an afterlife experience. Unfortunately, there's no item to use to be able to counter that. I need survey scanners too. We gotta make some of those, but that's fine. We'll check this out at this difficulty. If we get the famous spirit, obviously the exhibit quality stuff won't matter anyway.
There may not be enough information stands. Guests are feeling bemused.
Okay.
Announcement. Exhaustive expeditions may be exhausting.
So we are making money pretty quickly. Hopefully we'll get back in the neighborhood of 100K fairly soon.
Spirits are dissatisfied with their poltergeist rooms. I'm sure they'll be reasonable.
Yeah, it's wild how many donation bins we have just lying around, and somehow we're still having trouble keeping our donation bins clear. Okay, so the rake cheese, I think, should give us
Complete.
what we need to make this work. Hey, a time portal. It turns out there's a second way to get these.
So, what's in the box?
Not something that we need to worry about right now. Okay, so through the back here, 3 highest level janitors. Plus 10 levels. If anybody knows how to handle this cheese responsibly,
Our collective
it'll be
knowledge
one of our
is
janitors. A vandal. You got him.
requires restoration. It really is a shambles.
He did vandalize the museum and he totally got out the door. But now you have assaulted him in the street, and I guess that solves the
Vandals
problem.
caught vandalizing. We stopped them, obviously.
We stopped them, technically, for a certain definition of stopped. I don't really, like, I guess this could just kind of go... I don't really know. We'll just put it here. I don't think I want to actually go through the effort necessary to turn this thing on, but it can certainly just be sitting here providing buzz for us.
It's important that spirits are immersed in their
So let's
poltergeist
get
rooms.
some
But that doesn't mean they
Look, it's spooky because it's from the past. You know, when we found it near these rocks and whatnot. But also, could one not argue that it is from the future? What a terrifying mix of everything we know and everything we feared. And we found it it was right about here. And if that's not the scariest thing about it, I don't know what is. Oh no, wait, I'll tell you what is. There was a dinosaur there. Present. There we go. I think we've told that story very efficiently. All right. Fantastic. The first section of the bridge is complete. A little longer and Wayland's Hotel will be back to its former glory. The leaders of the Hellhole Gang, twins Hester and Humphrey, are held up in the Netherworld's capital. If you can progress a little closer, maybe they'll turn on the defensive and leave the museum alone. Maybe. Now, if it's visitors from the Netherworld you're after, then we've got just the thing. Nether portals everywhere. Thanks for running the whole hotel. Most unwelcome. Okay, remove 5 nether portals and yeah, make inroads. Mostly what I'm curious about here is this. I just want to see the map. So, reach survey level 3 at 2 points of interest on the Netherworld map. We sure have done that. And so that'll open up additional stuff here. The Netherworld's Fair is a multi-dimensional extravaganza designed to showcase the culture and celebrate the achievements of the Netherworld. Almost makes it worth being dead. Cursed objects, man-eating plants, industrial age spirits. Okay. Also, here we have the Dead Air Theater. Sure, the death can be grim, and eternity isn't always a picnic, but that doesn't stop countless souls from having the time of their afterlives, singing and dancing like today is tomorrow, and it's not going anywhere. We have to reach Enlightenment level 14 in Supernatural, which is boy, that's some distance from here. There is another famous spirit with a famous possession here. Also, potentially, Nether Nightmares. Watch the seasons. That's a lot. That's a lot of extra levels of... What do you call it? It is a thing we're going to have to be quite wary about. Hey, Jacob. Hey, Zara. Somebody's got to close this thing. Do we see any others that I need to put people on? I feel a little bit more comfortable putting Jacob on this one because it's closer to his zone. I didn't want him to have to run all the way across the map. Do we see any others? Nope, they started by just spawning two. Okay, well, we're going to get them, obviously. And we only have to get an expedition down to either the theater or the fair, so obviously we'll be going to the fair. But this all seems very doable. I think we have an achievable path ahead of us. I think that right there is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. The museum didn't really develop much in terms of exhibits here. I guess we filled that one room with spirits. But hopefully that's the last like weird eye of a needle that we'll have to thread for a while, and we can focus on just packing this museum with the absolute weirdest shit we can find from all of these little maps. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.